Took a while for our water purifier to catch up, so some drank tainted water, which is not good for you at all. I'm glad it's working again. Oh my. Once again, I find chance to thank the Sovereign for our perfect society, for providing us thoughtful guidance to keep us from going horribly astray, like outsiders do.
Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas? Ah, quite. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exactly as specified, albeit on a very small scale. Still, progress is progress. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the user. A shield, you adorable nitwit. An enclosure. A personal encapsulation to protect your vitals. I require a component called a catalytic amplifier. You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside. Dragoon, you lovable dunce. And no, banish the idea from your absent mind.
Did you now? Because my scouts report that the facility began to function after you visited. You'd best explain yourself, and quick. Oh, I overestimated you. That don't happen much. Guess you didn't do this out of malice, at least.
Well, it should all be rather straightforward, yes? I suspect we'd use a top-down indirect coronium synthesis method, don't you think? Oh dear. It's occurred to me this might benefit to some extent from medical training. Are you perhaps someone well-versed with pharmacological matters? Oh, really? That's very interesting. I believe that long since discredited, but, you know, such things often come back into fashion. It all requires a certain devotion. In the end, it's really quite in the best interests of everyone's careers. A rising tide raises all boats, as they say. You know what a spaceship is, yes? It's like that, but on the water. A boat is a non-space water ship, you see? Take it you're not very well-traveled or well-read, or... one hardly needs be versed in nautical matters to assist here. Let's move on, shall we, to devising a cure?
Shit. Knew I was forgetting something. Must be the long hours. Just aside, we don't need to pretend those weren't mine.
Auntie's choice. Bah! The invaders are vacuous opportunists dead from the collar up. They would not have found purchase here if not for the festering rot already in our soil. You've truly no cogs turning behind your lamps, have you?
Was there anything remarkable about it? You know that is what transmitters are used for, yes? Transmitting and receiving communications. Am I getting through to you? Never mind. That auto-mechanicals would fall in the camp's defense is logical. That there would only be one is not. Did you notice anything interesting about it? Yes. This was the first ever example of an automech committing suicide. Congratulations on finding it. Then let us debrief and see if we can deduce what transpired here. Have you any theories as to what killed these people? Considering your, spot-on observations thus far, I find the prospect of what you're about to say concerning. There are many reasons why that's not the case, not the least of which is the lack of a ridiculous name. They'd call it ritualistic rum and stuff or some such.
A calling for those with a greater than average talent for mathematics and computation, particularly in the field of predictive analysis. Leave, I hope.
Betraying someone sent by the exalted leader of the glorious dawn herself warrants a painful death. Name's Aza. You are? No need for such false modesty. If you hadn't come along, I may have been done for.
It was exactly what Cuddy said would happen if he ate Crabble. He was deathly allergic to Crabble. But we ate Sisty stew, fresh from the can. And ain't no Crabble in Sisty stew. What? No, he just had an allergy and knew what would happen if he ate Crabble. I can't believe you might be my best shot at getting out of this.
The Order has been dislocated from its ideals, becoming the opposite of all they espouse. DeVries and I are merely providing a necessary realignment. I'm not going to dignify that question with a response.
As in Ida, your assignments will be some of the most decisive and admirable tasks that Auntie's Choice has to offer. Idas help explore the wilds, plot our path, and shape the evolution of our beloved corporation. And with enough rugged determinism, you might even live to see the results. What? That's you. It's an acronym. EIDA. You're an Ida. You still don't get it, do you? That's okay. We need you brave, not smart.
I had no choice but to judge them as traitors to the Protectorate. Why would they simply open fire? Why wouldn't they attempt to conversate? Yes, my time would be well spent gabbing with corpses. For myself, the Supreme Arbiter, and Virgil especially. If judgment is the Arbiter's gavel, what is the Arbiter's scalpel? I would be irritated, but really I should chide myself for even entertaining your question.
It simply needs to be revised and refined. You certainly seem to be making a lot out of this, though, one must say. I'm not sure if that was so smart it sounded unintelligible, or, well, the contrary. But I glean some logic out of there, somewhere.
It is an unconscionable condition to keep these workers in. I can't imagine how hard it is for them to coordinate their daily duties. Are you serious?
Been some sorely lackluster heckling from your colleagues. Clever as Barbs weren't clever enough by half. Not expecting much, but go ahead. Try your worst. Let's hear it. Oh, I thought you were going to follow up with something there. Well played. A reasonable subverting of expectations. My confusion is humorously palpable.
Now hold on. I know we had to kill that fella with the Sentinel, but this man's unarmed. He's already surrendered. You're not helping.
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort.
You are not helping.
I am EUENIAC, the Universal Equation Numeric Integration Analytic Calculator. With the aid of my operator, I, a non-sentient inorganism, marshal vast computational resources across the moon of Cloister. I am not trapped. I am not a person.
If all goes according to plan, I should be able to create a stupefacient of sorts that will ease the discomfort of wearing the apparatus needed to communicate with the archive.
I had forgotten how charming simple minds could be. No, a stupefacient is something with an anesthesic quality. A pain reliever. It will make it hurt less.
In order to modify it with the Rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. Unfortunately, this is not possible due to several factors, including but not limited to the absence of a very large net.